So how's playing live after this long lockdown and stuff?
You want the honest thing?
Yeah.
Before stage I felt old, getting fat and tired. But once you get on stage you feel 30 again at least. We're all in our 50s. It's not the best concert we ever did, you know, that would be a lie. It's a bit unroutine and a bit sloppy. But we're all in our 50s. We didn't play for 2 years. We didn't even see each other for 2 years. We couldn't rehearse because they don't let our guitar player into my country. He's from Argentina. We had to fly to Romania and rehearse here for 2 days. So we rehearsed 2 days and then just go on stage. But we had a lot of fun and it wasn't that bad, you know. We kind of worked. The audience appreciated and we were, you know, even with some mistakes, we were kicking ass, you know. It's always rock and roll. And on top of everything, our soprano is super ill. She couldn't talk this morning. She went, sorry, I don't know if I can sing. But, you know, she's a hero from Italy, so of course she will never fail the audience. So she did her best. And, you know, that's what we do. You know, we always soldier it through.
I saw you a bit disappointed in your latest interviews because you had this huge project like the beloved Antichrist, which was a huge rock opera, and the audience, in your opinion, didn't really get it. So you got back to rather commercial stuff. That's what you said.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a misunderstanding. The thing is that I wanted to do a rock musical.
Yeah.
But those who stage the rock musicals, they don't give a shit of who I am.
Yeah.
I'm nobody, nothing. So in order to sell a rock musical to that kind of promoter, I need to show the product. I need to have a record. This is how it sounds like, and he can read the story. But it costs around 100,000 euro to record it. And I'm decently paid musician, but I don't have 100,000 euro lying around for it. So I need money from the record company. And the record company, they need to have a product to sell. So therefore, we had to record the soundtrack first. It's like the soundtrack for a movie that has never been shot. So I have something to show to promoters that set up this type of stuff. And it was about to be set up in Mexico. We're working with a promoter and, you know, we were in a pretty advanced stage. And then comes the fucking Corona bullshit and everything gets shut down. So it's like you've only seen a preview of a product. Before you've seen the stage performance, you cannot really understand the music because it's music to a scenery, you know. It's not like, oh, we wrote a song, let's use it. You write the song for each scene. So when we released it, I expected it to be, you know, a tough sell for the record company, but it was the only way. But, you know, the last word has not been said. Sooner or later, this Corona crap is gonna be out. Then we will get back to business and we will stage it at least once. And we will shoot a DVD and Blu-ray from it, and then the project, the whole project will be finalized. So it feels a little bit bitter that right before we were about to stage it, this Corona shit stopped us. So, but you know, negative comments from it was expected because they don't really know what they're listening to. Most people don't pay attention. But the whole idea to do a more hit-oriented album had different reasons. It's because we felt there's nothing left to do. We did everything we wanted. So the only thing we never did was to listen to the fans, like, what do you want? So, and we thought that was a challenge. It sounds easy. Hey, let's write some hit songs.
Yeah.
But we're not Björn and Benjamin from ABBA.
And you've got this David Coverdale like singer. Because
Thank you. That's a compliment for me. I love him.
Oh, but he used to be good.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, how do you think this fits together? Because people are used to
album is sounding like hell.
death metal. It's and
The thing is
there
that-
comes a real singer, like a real singer, a very soulish singer.
We always did what we wanted, you know.
I know. Yeah.
The thing is
How
that
do you feel about it?
I can only do what I do best, you know. I have an opera background, but you know, the death metal years, it's people forget how long ago it was, you know, and people develop to something else, you know, and it's nothing planned really, it just happens, you know. So, but you know, we discovered a new way to work together now, which is extremely productive.
extremely over
Yeah.
40 songs we wrote.
You know, what do you think? You know, technology today. He sends files to me. What do you think about this idea? Oh, I can write something.
Yeah.
You know,
Above
and
the
I-
line or something,
yeah, and
lyric.
that was how this new album came about. I think it was only one time he returned a mail. This is shit. You know.
And often I would write something, but if I'm not 100% happy, I take away my vocal files and I send him blank to him and see if he comes up with something. If he comes up with something better, and most of the time he do. Then I just throw away mine and we improve the song.
And I mean, like you said, we're not Bjorn and Benny, but we have the same chemistry as they have, I think.
With a poor man's
You know?
John and Benny.
Yeah.
Which is not so bad.
No.
With a poor man's Lennon McCartney.
Yeah.
The metal version.
Oh, this is big words. Yeah.
The poor man's version.
Yeah.
With second class.
Yeah.
But do you still feel like doing it?
Oh, but you know, I think people misunderstand when we say we're gonna give the fans what they want. Some idiots write comments like, "Oh, they don't have the passion in it." Well, fuck you, asshole. We have the same passion. You know, when we recorded this song, it's like, yeah, the
And
song.
more, actually more than
It's
we
just a
had.
new approach, and we need a challenge when we write something. And this was a challenge. Like now we promise the audience, like we're gonna make a hit album, and they're like, "Oh, what did we just promise? What if we do a shit album? They're gonna like."
But
kill
it's,
us."
but it's like that. You whatever you do, you can never. You
Please
can never
everyone.
please everybody. There will always, if we say we're gonna do an album that the fans doesn't like, they will complain about that. Not they, but some people, you know.
fans, and
We had a song or two we liked, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But
So-
really, if you would see only the internet comments, I don't know if it's only Therion or if there are other bands, but if you would see internet comments since like 2001 when people started to write on internet, on forums and stuff, if you would go back in the history and check each release, you would think like we never made a successful
Yeah,
album.
yeah, exactly.
But if you see like 10 negative comments, it's only 10 people. You know, I saw a lot of negative feedback the new album. Oh, it's not so special. And then you see the streams in Spotify, it's crushing
Exactly.
every previous album.
Yeah.
We charted higher in Germany than we ever did with
Yeah,
any
yeah.
record, number 11 in Germany, which is a weak market for us.
Amazing. But unfortunately, it's the negative comments you tend to remember. I don't know why, but I'm trying to don't care about those people, you know.
I look at the
So-
sales. If people buy the record, that means people liked it. And with streaming, it's even more because with record sales, it could be they wait for a new record, and I mean we all bought records and okay, it wasn't so good, but we bought it. But with streaming, the first 2-3 months it's like checking out, but after that, you see that people really listen to the record. And the new album, like the last 24 hours, Tunala was the best streaming song.
Yeah.
And
Up until tonight.
That song streams more than the entire Cyrus B album.
Yeah, and that's amazing.
Which was a great album, actually.
And you would never believe. I remember back, we were on tour. This is a funny story.
It's hitting me.
We were on tour, and we were sitting in the bus, you know, driving somewhere, going somewhere, and after I think 8 hours, Chris was playing this kind of strategy game on his computer, and he looks up and look at me. We are going to. I forgot to tell you, we are going to do a French cover album, you know,
Oh.
which was Le Fleur de Mal.
Which
And-
was great.
And I was like, did it, is the gas leak in the bus or something? He's starting to get,
Maybe it's a
you
special
know.
reason why you hold food in the
And then
like you promote it. Buy this
Romania.
brand. We
Romania
are
food.
endorsed by this polenta. For
Yeah.
every one you buy, we get 1 cent.
Anyway, and I said to Chris that can be a commercial suicide, you know. And Chris said,
Who cares?
exactly, I don't care, I want to do this. And I remember that moment so well because I was thinking, I respect that answer so much. Let's do this French album.
And I put my money where my mouth is because the record label didn't want to release it.
Exactly.
So I had to borrow the money, 75,000 euro on my house. So if it would have been a flop, I would have had 75,000 euro.
You would have
back.
lived under a bridge. But the thing is that we have a song on that album called Mon Amour, Mon Ami. And that's the second most streamed song after Rise of Sodom and Gomorrah with Therion.
And the album, I mean, I'm shocked myself. You know, it's the most streamed Therion album in Spotify. It has over 13 million streams. A cover album is hard enough. A French cover album of old pop songs from the 60s, you know.
I wish I wrote those
It's
songs.
almost unsellable, you would say, especially with the French language abroad. Over 13 million streams. And if you put that in relation, like Ozzy Osbourne undercover, Ozzy Osbourne, fucking Prince of Darkness, making covers of Beatles, John Lennon, and the Rolling Stones, and all that has 15 million streams. And it's on a major label that pushed in millions in it. I made a self-release of it, and it's streamed 13 million. So I'm still shocked myself when I see and compare.
Yeah, I must admit, because I love those French songs, and French is my second mother language.
Oh, great.
But after listening to your album, I got the songs. I knew some of them, but some of them I didn't. Let's
They're
say
obscure
Mon Amour,
songs.
Mon Ami. Let's.
It was
see,
funny when we were working with. I don't speak French at all, and I was doing this album. I'm pretty fast when I'm working. I pam 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 pam. You know.
You can nail an album. in a
Yeah,
weekend.
absolutely. But this time, you know, I had a French girl sitting with us in the studio, and she helped me with the pronunciation and everything. And we sort of, I'm a pretty easy guy to work with, I think, but I think she was very irritating with me, and I was very irritating with her. And but anyway, we nailed it in the end, you know.
You know, Iggy Pop did that. Iggy Pop did a French cover album.
He did?
And
Oh.
Yeah. And
I never knew that.
He did this. Mon Amour, Mon Ami, like
Same
very
song.
French. Yeah.
We gotta check that
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you have to check.
But it's interesting, more people want to
right.
hear La Maritza, like some old obscure French song
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
river,
exactly.
than hearing Ozzy Osbourne doing the Beatles.
Which actually
That's
is not French.
nuts.
It's
That's nuts.
no, it was great. But how are you feeling now? It's a stupid question, I know. With your heart, do you still feel like doing it? Do you still feel like playing, like going out, going on stage?
Yeah, like I told you, I feel old, fat, and tired before stage, and like, ugh.
Well, old
And
fat
then-
you're not. Tired, I
Well,
don't
a
know.
little bit. You know, it's a Corona time. People sit home and drink beer and
Yeah.
eat
That-
a lot of food.
exactly what happened to me. Before Corona started, I was at the gym every day, and I looked fucking good for being a 50-year-old guy. Then everything closed in Spain where I live, and it was only Netflix and chips, and I called to Burger King or McDonald's, you know, and I'm starting to, but you know, that's how it is. But still, I have to say, I feel the same lust, and this is no bullshit. I feel the same lust to go out on stage as I did when I was 25. There is no difference.
Once you get on stage, you feel 30 again.
Totally.
I mean, people don't pay to see old, tired people, so you know you have to give them what they want.
They get to see
yeah.
old, rested people.
I mean, when you see Scorpions, they still fucking kick ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
AC/DC made a new record, and fucking Brian Johnson made his best vocal performances back in Black.
That's
He's
great.
74.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when
Like
you see
ABBA?
this- yeah, ABBA. I mean, amazing what voices. that they did.
76 years old girls.
It's a
go in
bit
and-
shaky,
Insane.
but it's good anyway.
that's a part of
insane.
nature. But it's charming, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is because it's really authentic. I mean,
Totally.
We're having a healthy lifestyle. I mean, this is actually a very rare.
Yeah, we're having a really healthy life.
I don't drink alcohol on tour, but we did this show and I had so much stress before planning this festival. Our guitar player barely got here. We have to fix rehearsal room here. Our guitar players guitars are stuck here and he go home, so we have to find some air cargo because of flight regulation. It has been more work to plan this one festival than a whole tour.
Yeah.
I think I
Than an
aged a
album,
year.
I think.
Yeah, so I thought I'm gonna have a glass of wine.
That-
Why it's hitting me so fast.
That's the
because
funny
I
thing
drink.
with Chris and me, because we're very different. He doesn't drink on tour. I only drink on tour. I never at home.
I drink all, but not on tour.
yeah. Well, we're gonna let you drink, guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
a pleasure.
much. It was such a beautiful show.
Fantastic.
And I've seen every Therion show in Romania.
Really?
Each
Wow.
of them. I was there. And this is very good. I was at the Ghost Classics.
Oh, that was a stress. God, I think I got 2 years older by that. But on the other hand, it was my big dream coming true.
Yeah.
But once we had made that show, I think I slept for 13 hours after.
I think the best part of the show was the press conference he did with Uri John Roth.
That was cool to be with my hero.
He was
Roth.
so good. He was so good in explaining everything and how classic music goes along with rock. He's a hero. He's a hero.
His moral support, because I'm never nervous before shows, but I was shitting my pants before that show because you have a orchestra and it costs like a fucking 100,000 euro to do one night or 150,000 whatever. If you fuck up a show, okay, that's not good. But if you fuck up that show,
That one show,
will
yeah.
continue with you for the rest of your life. And it's like Wagner, pretty difficult stuff, and Mozart is easy to play, but you need to count. You know, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
The toughest thing for Lars Ulrich when they did the symphony show, you know, being
It was a nightmare, but he gave a great moral support. You know, it's like he's a hippie, you know, calming me down.
He's a very cool guy. Yeah, very cool.
Best guitar player on the planet.
And you know, I just gotta give a homage. I happen to live neighbor almost to Ken Hensley in Alicante.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he passed away. God bless his soul.
Yeah.
And I want to give you one great comment that he gave to a waiter in Spain. He was ordering food.
Yeah.
And it took some time. Sometimes it does in Spain. It took some time for him to get the food. And he's a very nice guy, big-hearted.
Yeah.
After a while, he raised up from the chair, you know, and he told to the waiter, "Hey man, do you know who I was?"
That's a great self-distance. That will really know who I am, like you know who I was. You saw Ken Hensley, one of my biggest heroes.
He
ever.
played on Gothic Cavalry, right?
Yeah, I mean, when he said yes, he was like, yes, he's gonna be on the record. And then by mistake, because I asked, well, how much do you want tonight? He's made of money, he don't need it. So he said, give me 1,000 euro. Okay, you know, 1,000 euro for Ken Hensley is nothing. And then by mistake, I sent 1 euro. Something was wrong. It was so embarrassing. Like I sent 1 euro. It's like, sorry, there will be 1 euro coming first. The 1,000 euro comes the next batch. You know, and it's like, oh, then I will play extra good for the extra euro.
Speaking of this, I was speaking to Steven Wilson, and many of new progressive music fans don't get gentle jazz. Gentle jazz is
they're
such
great.
a great,
Yeah.
they're unique.
I love old 70s prog.
Yeah, no, Hotel this prog is great, but they were King Crimson, gentle jazz, gentle jazz. Never heard of it. Oh, gentle jazz.
It's like you ask Canadians, you know Voivod, or not?
No, yeah, exactly.
Voivod's one of my favorite bands.
Exactly.
On the first headline tour, Voivod was not doing so well at the time. I told our manager, I want Voivod on the tour, so I can share tour bus with them and see them every day. And he's like, but they don't do well now, and I don't care. Just bring them and pay them decent, and you know, you have to share bus. So I was sitting there every day with them and hearing tour stories, and I saw all the sound checks and a little bit from all their shows.
Really?
Yeah, I saw maybe 10, 15 complete shows with them. I'm such a die-hard Voivod
It's like
fan.
Ravi Shankar in the 60s, you know? And
With the sitar,
and everyone was like Andy Warhol, and he came on stage, like the first song, and Andy Warhol and John Lennon. I thought, wow, great. And Ravi Shankar was like, well, if you're so enthusiastic about me tuning my instrument, when I play your song, maybe you'll like it even more.
He didn't feel very smart though. But you know, people forget that people in bands are also fans. You know,
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
ask
Of course we
Iron
are.
Maiden, you know, about some of their heroes, they would be like, oh, I met Eric Clapton.
Yeah, exactly.
Kerry King, you know, this big tough guy, like, yeah, Kerry King of fucking Slayer. He said, even in an interview, which I think is great, that he's open about, like, when they toured with Black Sabbath, it's like, I never dared to speak with Tony Iommi.
yeah, exactly.
I put on the sunglasses, I wouldn't have to see him in the eyes. You know? Because he was so shy.
I read
He said,
that.
Good morning. You know, and I think this is great to admit those things. You know,
Yeah.
once you meet your heroes, you become 12 years old again. You know, when you had posters on the wall dreaming about, you know, becoming a heavy metal star or something. I mean, I play a flying V because of KK Downing and Judas Priest and Wolf Hoffman in Accept. You know, I was dreaming about playing heavy metal and having a flying V. So you're living your childhood dream, you know.
Now this guy is gonna eat his polenta.
Come on. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.